Okay, let's make your lei. So your kit came with a wire, a straw, your ribbon, your yarn, and your kukui nuts. Okay, and so normally I would pull out the center of this yarn, but I had already done it. This is my personal one, so I'd already done it already. Plus you're going to need tape and you're going to need scissors. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our ribbon and we're just going to put a little bend in our wire, and that's going to go through our straw. And you just want to pull it out after I lose my... Okay, and then we're just going to pull that through. And then your wires pile. Okay, so after you get that through, you're just gonna bring it down. You want a little bit at the end, and you're gonna grab some tape and just tape off that piece so it doesn't move and come out of your straw. Okay, so then the next thing we're gonna do is we are going to tie... Sorry, you're gonna see Sushi here trying to help me. You're just gonna tie off a small piece of your yarn, not too much, and you don't want it real tight. You want it just snug enough that it's not going to just move around. You still want it to be able sorry, to go up and down. Okay, so then you got that out, and you'll still be able to move it up and down. So we're just going to move it up to the end of that straw nice and snug. Okay, so then, okay, so now you're going to hold your straw here at the end, and you're going to take the yarn and you're going to wrap it around your straw. Now you can go either way, just make sure that no matter what way you do it, it's always continual. So personally, I like to start away from myself, and you just want to have a nice even pressure on the straw. You don't want it to be too tight or it's not going to move up and down your straw, and so just barely loose, and then you want to push it down. And sometimes I'll tell people it might be easier to just kind of like you're basically laying it over the straw. That's really how much pressure it needs to be. You're just laying it over the straw, and then you're pushing it down, and then you're just going to continue this until your straw starts to fill up. Sorry, Sushi's decided she wants to jump in and play. Okay, so you're just going to keep doing this until you get your straw fairly full. Okay. There is a trick too to your yarn. If you find that it's wanting to roll away from you, stick it in a bag, and then you'll be able to just continue to pull it out, and you won't have to worry about losing it to the floor. Okay, so you just continue. Okay, so normally I would continue up a little bit further. This is probably making your eyes crazy. Anyway, so this is what it's going to start looking like. You're just going to have it. It's going to be tight. And now you want to just grab it here, and you just want to pull it down the end of your straw. Now the trick is, make sure you don't take this piece off of your straw. You just want to bring it down right to the edge. You'll feel it. You'll feel the edge right here. And then you just want to continue. Okay, and then you're basically just gonna sit and do this until you come to the very end of your yarn. Okay, and as you're starting to get some length on your lei and you're pushing it down, making sure the straw does not leave the end, then you just want to take and kind of move it down, just kind of squish it a little bit, and it'll kind of make a little longer and loosen it up because it'll seem tight, and then you can just continue to keep going. And then as you start getting towards your end, I'll show you how to finish it off. Okay, so as you start coming to the end, you're just going to continue that wrapping. And then you'll get your very end piece. Now, I go ahead and I wrap it all the way around and then push it down the straw. And now you can actually take it off of your straw to the end. And then what I like to do is take off the tape, holding this very tight. Make sure you're keeping your hand tight because it will unravel on you. And then you can remove your straw. And then what I like to do is just kind of measure out, get my two ends together, and then decide, okay, I can take the lei down a little bit more just to even out my yarn there, or my, and so both ends will be tight. And the easiest way to tie this off is just to, you can let that other end go, it's not going to go anywhere. So the end you're working with, you literally can just tie it off to your, you can tie it off the same way we did before, just loop it in, go around and tie it, or you can literally tie it to your ribbon and just do a double knot. Okay, that's that. And then you'll have a little extra here. And cut that off. Okay, so now you have your lei. Right now it doesn't matter so much where the size of it is, because it'll become a lei po'o. So now you can add your kukui nuts, which Sushi decided she wanted to play with. So your kukui nut, you're going to use your wire. And you're basically going to do the same thing we did with the straw. You're just going to take your wire, bend it in half, and you're going to put your yarn, or your, I'm sorry, your ribbon through that. And now you are going to heart side up. So it's going to go in the bottom of your kukui nut. You're going to insert your wire and pull that through. Okay. And there you have that. And you don't have to tie it off yet. Just hold it in place. And then you can do your other one. And same thing. Sometimes it'll go in easy and sometimes it won't. But both sides, your kukui nut go in the bottom of your heart. Okay, and there you go, and you pull that through. Okay, and that is your completed lei. And you don't have to necessarily tie off your kukui nuts. Normally we just make a slip knot, kind of what you did in your kukui nut. But because we're going to be using this as a lei po'o, where we might have it longer or shorter, depending on how we're using it, it's a pretty snug fit. It's not going to go nowhere. So you can keep it without tying it off. And there you go. There is your yarn lei. And now you can make any kind you want for graduations, parties, just whatever. Yeah? Thank you. Enjoy your lei.